Welcome to Game Set Smash, where blowing things up is habit and tennis tea is spilled. This week we're all in on Miami. Question is, if we're all in on Love All, the tournament's Frosé drink that has critics comparing it to the Honey Deuce at the US Open. Let's get this show started. Welcome to Game Set Smash. I'm your host, Leah Davidov, the brains behind and the beauty of this magical show in front of you. And as expected, there is a lot of tea coming out from Miami. Iga Swiatek loses her 73-match win streak to Magdalena in an epic 3-set battle. World number 93 Francesca Jones knocks out wildcard Venus Williams in straight sets. Not only did Jones take out the Venus Williams, but she took out her childhood hero and longtime hitting partner. Another reason to note Jones's success is because of her rare genetic condition, EEC. Full name's written out because I'm not about to ruin the moment with a sorry pronunciation. But essentially, this condition causes her to have fewer fingers and more toes, which every tennis player can understand adds difficulty to the already demanding sport. Speaking of the demands of the sport, Alexandra Ayala played the longest match of her career to kickstart her Miami Open run. It was this time last year, of course, that Ayala broke into the headlining news and became a fan favorite player with her semifinals run in Miami, taking out Ostapenko, Keys, Badosa, and Swiatek in the same draw. On the men's side, we're seeing a lot of young faces making big moves. For the first time since 2007, 5 teenagers have made it to the second round of the men's singles draw. Shout out to 17-year-old Moise Kouame. I took that off of the pronunciation on the ATP Tour website. I'm so sorry. He becomes the youngest man since Rafa Nadal to win a match at the Masters 1000 event. For reference, Rafa was 22. This kid is 17. Also, shout out to 19-year-old Rei Sakamoto for winning his first ATP match ever at a Masters 1000 event. Did both of these teenagers happen to lose their second round matches? Yes. But they did knock out 2 Americans in their first rounds, so much for home court advantage. Some tennis tea where the tennis fans are concerned. The Miami Open debuts a signature drink called the Love All Santa Margherita Frosé. Critics call it the Honey Deuce of Miami, but there's only one opinion that matters in my book. Mine. Ooh. Love All or Deuce? It's time to set the record straight. I've got the new kid on the block, Love All Santa Margherita Frosé inside the all-too classic Honey Deuce US Open glassware. And it's time to find out if the Frosé really does compare to the traditional Honey Deuce. Cheers. Am I gonna get canceled for siding with Miami on this one? It is so refreshing. I can totally picture myself sipping on one of these in the Miami Open sun, okay? This is insane. I kinda hate that I like it, and I kinda hate that I'm siding with Love All over Deuce. Cheers to our new favorite tennis drink. Who would have thought? Wow, I can't stop drinking it, which isn't good because there's still so much to film. Which is why I can't drink it, actually, because inside this glass is actually our bad bet of the week. Instead of giving you a classic outro graphic this week, we've actually placed our bad bet prediction inside this very little Margherita Frosé. I have to go digging for this bad bet, okay? It is somewhere up in there, and I've got to go find it, which is why instead of a smash, we've got a smush. I'm gonna be right up in there, okay? Before I get ahead of myself, though, we've got a musical guest with a little something to share.
Alex, what year were you born?
19.
What year were you born?
2005.
2004.
I was born in 2002.
19.
Do I even have to tell you that the upcoming tournament of the week is the still ongoing tournament from last week's upcoming tournament of the week? If that didn't make sense, it's because the drink is still very much in my noggin. The Miami Open is still very much taking us through the end of March. And now that I know you'll continue to set your TVs and streaming services to the Miami Open, it's time for our smash of the week. Or should I say, smush. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's no longer Frosé. It's been sitting out for a few minutes as I filmed the upcoming tournaments for you guys because I had to make sure you were in the know of what was happening this week. So it's no longer giving Frosé, it's more like Flosé, if you will, because it's very much in liquid form now. I'm giving it a good stir, but I can very clearly see the bad bet of the week just floating on in there. There's nothing left to do but to smush my way through this. Let's get all weird up in here, shall we? Safety goggles. We got the pink ones out this week to match our Frosé bubbly vibes. I'm taking this off too. All right, I'm gonna get to smushing. Okay, my friends, our bad bet of the week is that the tennis calendar heads into the clay season following the Miami Open. Our bad bets are a sports bet that you can get behind. Until next week, I'm gonna finish this. That's probably actually really gross considering this has been sitting in here.